It's live now?
Can you see it? I don't know.
No.
I'm checking now.
Oh, yeah. Boom. Boom.
Started, man.
Yes, we are.
Watch party on.
All right, you guys can go in and do the watch party now.
I don't see the watch party.
Yes, we are. Watch party on. All right, you guys can go in and do the watch party now. You guys can go in and do the watch.
Ah, there we go. Now I'm in there like swimwear.
Hey, Rodney. I see him live. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie. We about to get into the gig.
Oh, wow, we got a lot. Okay, hey, Ramondo, Emma, Daniela, Earl, Angela, Clarissa. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
Hey.
Hello, Tata CK. Bonjour, Tata CK. All right, y'all ready to rock?
Go ready.
All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your girl Dizzy, and welcome to another live of What You Got to Say. So I got my crazy co-host in the building. What's up, Miss Keela Mahogany?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up, Miss Cool Candace?
What's up, y'all? It's time to paint it up.
What's up, Mr. Tyrone Gregory?
Hey, let's get it. Love, and push positivity.
All right, and hey, Mr. Cabana Black.
Hey, I'm that dude.
And last but not least, of course, you see we have a special honored guest in the building. We have Mr. Cary Michael, artist and CEO of Artbae. You want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing? He is the one that is going to actually lead our live paint and sip today. So I hope you have your materials. I hope you're ready to rock, because we ready to rock. So Mr. Cary Michael, tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you decide to help us out today. Hook some sisters and brothers up today.
What's up, everybody? A little bit about myself. I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama, and went to undergrad, Florida A&M University. Got my bachelor's degree in fine arts with a concentration in graphic design. Grad school, went to Savannah College of Art and Design. And then I was like, all right, I got to get out the South. If I'm going to do something with this art thing, let me branch out. So I came to Washington, D.C., and I made D.C. my home. Since I've been here, I've volunteered with different organizations to just spread the awareness of just being creative. You know, creativity is especially important during this time where we have COVID and the pandemic, and we all are in our homes going crazy. It's good for mental health as well. And I've also participated in a lot of different events and exhibits. A couple noteworthy moments. I was in the Harlem Fine Arts Show in New York City. I was also a Prince painting that I did was in the 2016 BET Awards for a Stevie Wonder tribute. So that's a little bit about my accolades, but I don't want to spill too much of that because
I'll forward
down to my website later.
Give it up for that black excellence right there. Like how he said, you know what I'm saying? I had a painting, BET Awards, Prince, Stevie Wonder, dropped all them bombs in the same sentence. That's what's up.
All of that. Can't leave that out.
All right, so just to let y'all know, none of us other than Cary are true like artists. And look, we feel like we've been set up because Candace got that beautiful black painting in the background that apparently she's done this before. We've never done this before, so don't judge us with our finished products. But I mean, hey, I think like he said, this is in the spirit of mental health, doing something else to get away from everything else that's crazy going on in the world. So Mr. Cary, it's up with you. It's up to you. If y'all got questions, comments, if y'all are painting as well, leave comments and let us know that you're painting. Send pictures through so we can see. I'll post them and let people see what you're doing as well. And you got questions for any of us or questions for the artists or anything, bring the questions in and we'll answer while we're painting. All right, we got it. So let's get to it. What we doing?
All right. All right, first and foremost, I hope everybody has something to drink. We cannot paint without the sip part, right? I know it's Sunday.
Keela was
so I
like,
got my
what we
communion
drinking
wine.
though? That is not drink, Keela.
Oh, hey, we can puff and paint too. Why not?
Puff and paint.
We got OJ. We got
I'm a little
OJ.
ratchet, so I'm gonna put a little Hennessy in my wine. Y'all don't
Okay.
judge me.
Yes.
Y'all know.
Yes.
Y'all know.
Just
I
a
don't
little
drink
bit.
like that.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Jamie? How you doing? I see you in there on the watch party. She said, "Hey, boo, what's this about?" So, Jamie, I know from time to time you check in with us. So, What You Got to Say is the podcast that we run every Sunday. We just started going live a few weeks ago, but this is our first sip and paint because we are always talking about some really, really in-depth conversations, whether it be COVID-19, racism, guns, healthcare, violence, mental health. I mean, just a lot of heavy topics, which are necessary conversations. But sometimes we kind of got to get away from all of that and separate and kind of work on some USA. So this is our USA moment. So even if you don't have all the materials, we got some acrylic paints in the building. We have some paintbrushes in the building. We have canvases and so on. And we're getting ready to paint that beautiful sunflower that is behind Mr. Cary Michael. So thanks for the question.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Tamika. Hey, PAB. We have Parents Against Bullying online. So, hey, Shantae.
Hey, Shantae.
That's an amazing organization. So, definitely, hey, y'all.
Yo, for real, I think next time we do this paint and sip, like somebody needs to screenshot Keela right now. And we need to paint Keela next time with them glasses.
Yeah, she crying.
Yes, we need to paint Keela next time. She looked like a whole. You just screenshot it? Yes. Whole piece of art right there.
And you know, it's great too if they want to ask questions about us personally. Like there's something that you want to know about us since we're different individuals and personalities. If you want to know something that you always wanted to know, you might not get the answer though.
That's true. That's true. So Jamie says, I love controversial conversation. They are difficult but necessary. Salute. Well, guess what? If you got if you have some conversations that you'd like us to start while we're painting, throw it up there. We'll start on something.
Yeah.
All right, Cary. It's on you.
All right. First of all, we want to take all your brushes, put them face down into the water. All right. I know they might be, you don't want them to dry out on the side, so put them face down in the water. All right. Also, so you don't confuse your drinking cup with your paint cup. So that's important. All right. I've seen it happen before. So we're going to go right into this thing. All right. I have my paint on the plate. You can use whatever you have. And we're going to take, you should have a large brush, a medium-sized brush, something like this, and a baby brush. All right. If you have more paint brushes, that's cool. We're going to take the largest brush. All right. You can take it from the water.
Hold on, we ain't even
got
got
over there.
all right,
we got to get your paint set up.
Okay.
Give you a minute to get all your paint set up. All right. So, look, so I'm working with.
Number one, we forgot that.
Yeah.
Look, we all the way amateur. We ain't even open up the.
Oh, y'all ain't even over. Oh man, what's y'all doing over there? So make sure you want a lighter white and blue, and also yellow. All right. So I'm working with primary colors, which are the red, white, and blue, and we can mix any color using those colors, and we can also lighten and darken any color using black and white. And I threw a little green on there, but we can make green if you don't have green, so don't worry.
All right.
Everybody get your paint ready.
Yellow, red, white, blue, green. All right.
And a little bit of black.
All right.
A little bit of black. Why a little bit of black? I'm playing.
Why are you doing what I'm gonna do before
You said
Because I know why you like.
red.
Yeah, red, white, blue, yellow.
I feel like I'm back in elementary school.
Black. Right. Elementary. What two colors make orange? Let me ask you.
Red and yellow.
No?
Okay. There you go.
Oh, I
I
failed.
do hair, so I know the color theory as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. You answered that real quick.
Blue, black.
You know, a good question, if anybody's online watching us, is if you do paint, why do you love to paint? Tell us why.
Or even when's the first time you've done a paint and sip? This is actually my first time.
Yeah, this is my first.
I've never done this before. So if you've done a paint and sip before, let us know. And let us know when and what did you paint?
I love painting. It's so much fun.
What's up, Wes?
The crafts too. It's relaxing.
Hi, Tammy. Hi, T. Hi, Jackie.
Got all my colors.
Kendra, hey Cindy.
There you go. Are you ready?
Hey Mardi Gras.
Why did my paint just attack me though?
What are these?
I'm out. Like,
And y'all pretty fly to be painting. Like, if y'all, for those who are tuning in, if y'all don't have any, where if you wearing, you know, your nice clothes, your Sunday's best, and you don't want to get paint on you, make sure you put like a shirt that you don't care to get messy, or like a smock or something like that.
And
Otherwise,
you
you just gotta
the
be
smock,
careful.
just put a trash bag over you like Missy
There you go.
Elliott.
Cut a hole in it. There we go. I can't stand the rain vibe.
I'm not prepared. I have my artiste best.
I mean, y'all fly.
Oh,
Right.
teeth
Don't be
best.
sending me no invoice if you get some paint on you now.
I'm ready. I got my paint.
All right.
Cindy Lennon said painting is her therapy. That's right.
Yes.
That's
Nice.
That is real.
Yes.
Oh, we got Lance in the building. Lance said, pencil people is what you gonna get out of me. I was like, okay, look, do your pencil.
All right, we want to see the pencil people too.
Yes, we're gonna post a picture at the end. Give us some pencil people. Hey,
Yeah.
Tammy. She said, Dizzy, you need to do a wine and paint at the shop. Honey, the next time I am in Germany, I will do that for you. I got you.
Okay then.
Are we drawing this first, or we just going in and painting?
No, we about to go in. We about to do this background first. We're gonna make
All
it
right.
easy. So
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna use. You welcome to switch up the color. If you ain't feeling blue, you can switch it up, red, purple, whatever you want to do. But I'm gonna take the large brush, and I'm gonna add two colors on my brush. I'm gonna add white on one side, and a little bit of blue on the other side. A little two-tone action. All right. So you want to coat both sides of the brush with the white and the blue. All right, and we just gonna go in. All right, we just gonna paint little swirls like this. All right, and the goal is to paint the entire canvas. All right, that's what this is called for those, little art 101 session. We're gonna paint the entire canvas with this color. All right, and I'm doing swirls. You're welcome to do like polka dot stripes. You can paint a solid coat. All right, but I'm gonna do some swirls. And if you run out of paint, you can just reload the brush. I'm gonna add a little bit of blue and a little bit of white each time.
The whole canvas.
So what if I wanted to mix the colors? Is that what the top of the tray is for?
Oh, see, y'all fancy. Y'all got trays. I got a little plate, guy.
Look, it
But
came
yeah.
with the packet. It came with the packet. I'm gonna send you the link to the packet, and this is what you get. Because I have a feeling.
Because I feel like I gotta do better than.
Look, I have a feeling you're gonna be doing this more as soon as people start seeing what you're doing with us. So I'm gonna send you the link to the package we bought, and that'll be your official Paint with Cary Michael packet.
That's what's up. I like that. I'm gonna have to put my name on that and start reselling it myself. Look.
For sure.
But yes, you can use the extra trays to mix and blend colors.
Okay. Hey Kendall, hey Grover, hey Earl, hey Andre, Jacqueline, Judy. Come on, y'all, get some paints, get it together. Do something. Even pencil people like Lance. Hey Fawcett, I see you. Oh, Lance said I'm not at home. Lance said I'm not at home at the moment. I'm just tuning in. I'm looking forward to see y'all masterpieces.
That's what's up.
I got mine gonna be the best.
I wouldn't say all of that.
But again, this isn't just to watch us paint. If you guys have questions, things you guys want to talk about while we're doing this, put, things that's on your mind, put it in the comments. we will definitely respond and talk about those things while we are making art.
Cheers.
Oh, a good question is for Gary is like, how has COVID in
Greg.
an artist affected you?
It's actually been a very interesting time. It's forced me and a lot of other artists to be creative and think of ways to kind of get our artwork out there virtually. And with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, in addition to COVID, I've been getting just a lot of like support without even promoting myself. Like somebody went to my website and bought an old painting I did in undergrad. And I was like, this is archived. Like, how did you even find this shit? They found it. I had to go dig in the garage, make sure I still had it. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of support, a lot of business, and it's been a gift and a curse. I had time to work on like different techniques and stuff like that, and work on different projects that I've been putting off to the side. The only thing I miss is just the face-to-face interaction of just, you know, being in art shows and like allowing people to see my artwork for the first time, because it looked different on camera or in a picture than it does in person. But I'm just ready for this shit to be over so I can get back out and, you know, showcase again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Amalia. Hey, Jackie Carter.
Well, do you think that you'd be able to benefit from doing like the outdoor situation, like at a park or even in a backyard of somewhere? I know out here in Riverside, the county is actually allowing barbers and hairstylists to work on like their patios and stuff like that if they have an outdoor environment.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I actually was a part of a Black business like festival in a backyard, and it was dope. They had a DJ, they had like about 20 different vendors. I mean, it was a huge backyard, and it was fun. It was just hot. It was hot as hell. I was supposed to live paint, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stand up and just, you know, represent my work. It was just too hot, but it felt good to finally like get back out and be around people and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Charlene Rady Bell, who's on here. My doctor's on here, everybody.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Doc.
He's definitely taking care of me.
What's up, doctor?
Oh, we got Tammy Smart. She owns a arts and crafts shop in Germany. She has already reached out and said, Carl, you need to come teach at the shop. So that sounds like an international opportunity, Carl, for you to go paint at the shop.
Oh yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. Send me your info after this.
Look, I'll connect y'all.
Let's make it happen.
Oh, so Judy Allman, my crazy mama, said, where is the wine?
I got right
Yeah,
here.
you gotta sip and paint. We gotta multitask, all right?
I got orange juice.
Oh,
I don't
we
drink.
got it. We good.
There we go. Turn up.
We got a question. We got Jamie Moore. So Jamie is asking, are you all okay with constantly wearing the mask and keeping one on your kids? Who wants to answer that first? Because I got a whole paragraph, but y'all can.
Go ahead.
I work at the commissary, so I have to wear my mask 8 hours a day. And it takes a lot out of you. You don't realize how much fresh air means to you when you have to be covered up majority of the day.
Right.
I find myself being like winded, just, you know, going up and down the stairs. But I'd rather wear my mask and be safe than not wear my mask and risk myself being exposed to anything. But it takes a lot out of you, especially when you're not getting that fresh air and you're breathing back in your own CO2. It's just, it gets overwhelming.
I was just about to say, if our essential workers can be out here having to wear the mask just so we can go grocery shopping so that we can, you know, get the things that we need while we're at home, then I think people should deal with wearing the mask. Because like Shell said, she's wearing it 8 hours a day so that a grocery store can stay open. You know, you have to work the maybe 1 hour that you're in the grocery store if you're doing a month's worth of stuff. You can go to the car and take that off. You can be at your house without the mask, or you don't have to be in these public spaces where you have to wear a mask. But these essential workers, they have to wear it all day as they're on their feet, as they're working with the public. So I think any person that is complaining about wearing it for an hour, like maybe have a different way of thinking about that, because there are people out here like Shell.
Right. So actually, I had a friend of mine that posted on his page. He actually runs his own podcast, Bare Naked Truth. Shout out to Premise. So his question on Facebook the other day was, if you stay locked in the house, then why are you worried about those who aren't? How do they affect you if you're in your own living room? Basically saying, why are you worried about other people wearing or not wearing masks? So this is what I typed back to him, and I think this is going to be my copy and paste to anyone who ever has an issue with a mask. I said, my husband and children have been confined since March. He is worried about those who don't wear masks because his wife is an essential worker, me, who goes out daily and can be among those who can't follow the damn directions. I'm the one who does the shopping. I'm the one who gets the gas. I'm the one who does all of the running. But I'm also the one that comes in the house through the laundry room. Every day I come home from work and take everything off, including my wig, and disinfect my hands just so I can walk in the house and greet my own kids. So staying at home and not worrying about anybody else is great logic for a hermit who has a pantry and a deep freezer to last them 6 months. But for those of us who are still working and have family members who are already dealing with compromised immune systems, already have either contracted or died from COVID, then yes, the non-mask work wearers will always get a side eye from me. And also in future, miss me with your GoFundMes for your funerals and your medical expenses.
Say that,
Okay.
man. You better.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Going in.
Well,
So, that was my
That's real.
response.
I like it.
Oh, y'all.
I like that.
Please, let me please say hello to my pops. I call him my pops, Pastor Jack Majory. His beautiful daughter is Nikia Majory, married to the famous Dwayne Smith of the Fuzz Band. So I love them.
I would like to ask him a question.
Come on, ask him a question.
Okay, to the pastor, and anybody can answer this question. If I when I was in college, I didn't want to participate in the team prayer before the games because I was not a praying person, at that time, and I felt it was disrespectful to be in a circle with other people who truly believed, what they were praying about. I felt it was disrespectful because my energy wasn't the same, and my energy was actually opposed to what they were doing. How do you look at it as somebody who is a praying person and somebody who isn't, is within your prayer circle, your physical prayer circle?
Okay. You on the next stage, bro?
I would say this though, before you even answer, it's it's the golden rule is respect. It's sometimes we make a certain things super, super deep, whether it's somebody's faith or somebody believing in a person's dress or culture. We always have to respect the boundaries of each other. Forcing something on someone is kind of, I've always said, a difficult thing that you should never try to do. And so you do have to definitely make sure that when you're doing something, if it's not forced, you just kind of have to respect people's boundaries. I remember going to an all private school in England, and we were made to say the pledge to the Queen Elizabeth flag. So, but being young, it was a part of what you do. So I just treated it as normal coming into the fact. But as I got older, of course, I kind of thought to myself, well, dang, they kind of made us say a pledge to the Queen. I don't even know her.
Yeah.
So it was kind of different. So from that point on, I realized, even though I'm a Christian, I realized that there are a lot of people that are not, and that I need to make sure that I respect people's boundaries. And if people are interested, then I open the floor to them. But if they're not, let them see my lifestyle. My example is better than anything I can say.
True that. Come with it, Cabana.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cary, where we at now?
All right, so it looks like, from me looking, it looks like everybody has the front of their canvas covered. All right, so now we want to leave it alone, give it about 7 minutes to dry. If you want to, and this is totally up to you, you can paint the edges, like the sides or the top and the bottom of the canvas. All right, if you want to put it on the wall and you want the edges to look nice and neat, or you can just leave it white. All right, but we're gonna let it dry. So we want to leave it alone. If some of y'all have a blow dryer handy, that'll speed up. I didn't put that on the list.
Show
it can air dry. It can air dry if we don't touch it, but you can use a blow dryer for like 15 seconds.
Look.
All right. And it'll dry it off. All right. Or you can use your hand, or you can use a plate. All right, but we're gonna let it dry.
So we got some responses while we're waiting for this stuff to dry. So
Okay.
Jamie, the one who initially asked the question, had a response back, and she says, you know, wearing the mask is tearing down your immune system, so it is harder to fight COVID when you do all these safety precautions. But I do thank you for all the essential workers. You know, I feel everybody has their opinion of what they feel. I think that science is real, though, as well. So I'm not saying that masks don't help and or hurt us, but I think that if you talk to the people in the medical field who are running around with these K95s all day, every day, they may have a different opinion. But I just find it crazy how science went out the window for a lot of people when COVID came. Like, we weren't all in biology class.
Right. I don't understand how people don't, like, what about doctors, surgeons, when they're in surgery? Sometimes they have to wear a mask for 8 hours, like, and they're healthy. You know, I don't, how it's for protection from, from yourself and for the person lying on the table. So why can people understand it then? Because nobody is asking their surgeon not to wear a mask. They're not telling them to just go in there.
Right. So Jackie Carter said, Dizzy perfectly said. My mom, thank you, Mama. Mama said, great comment. And then she also came back and said, I love you, Cabana. She liked Cabana's response to the prayer question.
Love you too, Mama. As I blow dry with my blue blow dryer.
I think that people tend to.
Well, this is really good. Yes, come on, blow dryer. That's really good.
To what he's saying, and they don't. And if the president ain't listening to the doctors, then they feel as though, well, the doctors don't know what they're talking about. So I have my right not to wear my mask, instead of him pushing, hey, you really need to wear your mask until we can get the situation under control. But if the top person is not following anything, then everybody else follows what he's saying and what he's doing. Well, since he ain't doing it, then I'm not gonna do it.
He doing it now. Somebody scared him somewhere because he's doing it now. Let's see. Tammy Smart told me to tell you, Cary, she got you on the wine and the Hennessy for the paint and sip in Germany.
Okay, man. Okay.
Tammy also responded and said, amen. I have already lost my son this year due to a car accident. I cannot lose another loved one due to stupidity. I have to do all the shopping and running around to support my husband, who is high risk. If a mask will help save those around me, then I'll wear a mask, and I pray every day for everyone. So there you go. There's your answers. All right.
What's next? The funny thing is too, like, even though we're talking about the mask, one thing I do realize what she said as far as a worker and wearing masks and how it makes you out of breath. I think that you have to figure out your own individual balance, because right now I'm dealing with some things, and Dr. Charlene is really helping me figure it out. But I do think all of this, the pandemic, the mask, they're not something naturally that we're used to. And because we're not naturally used to it, each individual is going to react differently. So I think that even people that are workers, even though you have a job, sometimes the jobs have to consider the health of the person, and they may not be able to last those 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 hours of work. And I know that affects them, but at this point, I'm learning health over everything.
Of course.
Because if you're not healthy, then you can't do anything. So right now, I think that's another thing. The mask, it affects us in a good way and a bad way, because I think if we wear it all the time, we're really not breathing in the things we need to breathe in. And for me, I have to start going outside probably every other day or almost every day. You got to get that sunlight, that energy. It's really important. So that's another thing for everybody that's watching. As I'm on my health journey right now, I'm realizing, follow your journey individual. Don't do it as a collective.
Right.
Like just because Janie, Joe, Sue, Karen, Bobby White got it, don't mean that you got it. That means you got to figure out what's for you. So definitely do that.
Exactly.
Agree.
And I also like take time, like I take time off. If I get up and I feel like, okay, I'm not feeling that today, then I take leave. You know what I'm saying? I will call out just for my sanity.
Right.
To get me together, and then I'll come back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I know that there's some people that don't have, leave, a little leave stored up or whatever. And it's hard for them.
True. I think he's right. That's where the balance comes in. If you don't want to wear one, I mean, it is what it is, but suffer the consequences when you get that side eye. I know I take mine off a lot. When I'm at work, I take it off a lot because I feel crazy, but I'm not taking, and the other piece is, please know that the law is, if you cannot maintain 6 feet, you must wear a mask. So that doesn't mean you walk from your car to the wherever you going into. If nobody's in the parking lot, don't put your mask on till you get in front of the door.
Exactly.
You got people that's wearing their mask in the car, walking in and out of the store. That's not the instruction. So it's also part of you not reading what they're telling you to do.
Reading, it's fundamental.
It's fundamental. All right, Cary, we ready to go to the next piece or no?
Oh, we ready. I was just gonna so also I have artwork on masks. If y'all need some artwork, if you want to look dope while you walking in these stores and stuff like that,
And
you might as well make a statement if you're gonna wear the mask. So check my website out for some artwork masks. I also have.
Go ahead and yell out your website. We're gonna put it in too, but go ahead and yell it out. We shameless plug. Let's go.
Shameless plug, CaryMichael.com, and that's CaryMichael. Since we're on the subject of masks, but they're breathable as well, because I know my gym made it mandatory for us to wear masks, and I'm like, I can't breathe while I'm working out. Like, I'm sweating in the mask, but the mask will have a breathable. But I also think it's important to wear the mask, and like you said, I just don't think, when I see people driving with them, I'm like, come on now, that's a little overkill. That's too much. Put it on when you're around crowd.
The only time I will say I'll keep it on if I'm in the car is if I'm leaving out of one place and about to go right into somewhere else.
Right.
It's like, okay, I don't feel like taking this thing all the way out, because then I had to move my hairpiece, trying to get it over my earring.
Yeah, and when you got shades or glasses on, it's a lot, right?
Right.
While I'm in the car. Other than that, I take that mug off. It's too hot.
It's too hot for it.
Right.
I ain't doing
it. All right, y'all, we're gonna move on to the next step. You can drop that large brush into the water, actually.
Okay.
All right. For now, you can rinse it around to get rid of all that blue paint. All right, and I'm gonna take you can use the medium or the small brush. You want it to have somewhat of a tip. All right. And we're gonna outline this thing. We're gonna make it nice and easy. We're gonna outline it and then we're gonna fill it in. So, all right, so I'm going to take either the medium or the small brush, it's up to you. Take it out the water, tap it on the side of the cup. All right, and I'm gonna use the black paint or any color that's dark, all right? But I'm gonna use black. All right, and so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to put a dot, all right, somewhere in the middle, a little bit close, in the middle, but a little bit up. All right, I'm gonna put a dot right here. And this is where I want my center of the flower to be. So I'm gonna put a dot right here.
Okay.
A little black dot, I don't know if you can see it. All right. And then I'm gonna draw a circle around this dot. If you want, you can freehand the circle, but for those who need a little bit more instruction, you can put dots about 1 inch out in each direction from that center dot, all right? So I'll put about 4 dots around that center dot. And then you just want to connect the dots by placing curved lines And again, you can freehand the circle if you like. All right, and again, the dot should be in the center of the circle. I see you, Candace.
Did she freehand the circle?
I did.
I think she did. Yeah, she went in.
Me.
Right. So you don't need to listen to me, Candace. You need to be you could be the co-host next time, right?
I got you, bro. I got you.
All right, everybody got their circle?
No.
I see you. There you go.
Oh, okay.
I got more of an egg over here, not really a circle.
Hey, it's all good.
It's kind of like an eyeball.
Looks like an
All right, well, as long as it's a round shape, all right? It could be a football, an oval, a circle.
Ooh, I think I made a little runny. Ooh.
All right, there you go. And then I'm going to show you how to paint the petals. All right, I'm gonna show you how to do about 2 of them, and then you can freehand or freestyle on the remaining petals. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep using the same brush, the same color, unless you want to switch it up. All right, and I'm gonna paint a football shape. I'm gonna start at the top. All right, and I'm going to start a little bit from the top edge, and I'm gonna paint a line that curves downward and to the left, and then comes back over towards the right. And I'm gonna end this line right at the edge of this circular outline right here. There you go. And then I'm going to invert this shape. So I'm going to do a curved line the opposite side, like this. Curves downward and to the right and comes back over to the left and connects just like that. All right, so again, it should be like a little football shape. It don't matter how narrow or how fat that shape is. All right, but we're gonna use this as a starting point. All right, so now we're gonna repeat this shape, but we're gonna go all the way around the circle. I'm gonna go in a clockwise motion. Okay. All right. And you want to try to make them about the same length. If you want to switch it up, that's up to you. All right, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna paint a curved line like this, and another one like that. And you're gonna keep going till you go all the way around the circle.
Oh God. My curved line look like my child did it, my 5-year-old, not the 13-year-old.
So
okay. You got skills.
Right.
5-year-old. I know, right? So Jamie Moore responded back to us, and she said, I agree with Cabana. I have a very compromised immune system. On one hand, my aunt from New York passed from it, and my mother, my daughter, and my mother all have it. I fight it for months and felt like I would die because of all my medical issues. If I had been doing all those precautions, I don't think I would have made it. I'm just saying, I'm praying for us all. I'm so sorry, Jamie, to hear about the death of your family member. And we praying for everybody too, because I mean, who knows what the hell's gonna happen with all of this? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Auntie Levator, I see you.
And then, on top of that, people don't realize you can be perfectly fine and something be wrong. So don't buy into the appearance of someone. Don't buy into all those things, because you can be perfectly fine and then you have problems. So be careful.
That's true. Because I have a few family members that have tested positive for it. One just got out of the hospital. So, y'all take precautions. Just wear the damn mask when you're outside and can't more than 6 feet away from people. Like, I don't understand how America is this stubborn and the rest of the world has already moved on.
You know what? But I thought about it the other day. You think about how hard it is just to get Americans to wear condoms, Joe.
You're right.
That's real.
That's really real, huh?
I'm gonna just put the tip in. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Why did I know that you was gonna say some shit?
Just a tip.
Ain't nothing gonna happen, girl. I got control. Control name is now Tyrone, Little Baby Leroy. Hey, what's up, Samantha Phillips? Okay, look, y'all.
Gotta be Tyrone.
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, no, maybe it was last week. I'm losing track of time because of confinement. Okay, about a week or so ago, I posted on my Facebook page a picture of a friend of mine that I have been friends with since Germany. I have a friend named Samantha. She is a beautiful, short, little ginger firecracker. And she is, huh?
The gingers are always fun.
I know. And so I think Samantha has been to like every protest I believe in Detroit. Every protest. Samantha is there when they are incorrectly broadcasting like, oh, the black people started a looting. And Samantha will go in the comment section and be like, peep this video. I was there, dummies. No, they didn't. You know, or they'll say, oh, the cops started to do this, that, and the third. And she'd be like, or the people started to do this to the cops. And Samantha's like, I was there, got the video. No, they didn't. Here it goes right here. And so she posted this photo on her Facebook page the other day. It was so powerful. She was this little short, white, redhead, angry face, even with the mask, finger in the air, like, F you, dude, you know what I mean? And she's surrounded by Black people. And I was like, Sam, if you are not out there fighting for the cause, oh my God. And it's crazy because I never thought that she would be that one, but she is out there being that one. So
Sam, you invited to the cookout, Shad. Let's go.
You invited to the cookout, Sam. But I just want to say, I feel that the friends that I have acquired across this journey of life, I have picked some of the best people, including the ones on this show right here. I've picked some of the best people to be in my circle. And Sam, you coming to the cookout. Sam said, I don't go every day. She said, I take Mondays and Tuesdays off. I don't go to protests on Mondays and Tuesdays. Sam says, she said, we don't never do shit. They claim outside agitators, but 87% of the police department doesn't even live in Detroit. She talking about fuck 12. Look, she getting hyped in the comments. Thank you, Sam. I love you, girl. I love you, Sam. Thank you for everything you are doing.
We love you too, Sam.
Hey, I'm happy she said fuck 12 the way she did.
And she said it just like that too. Like I'm telling you, if you guys go and look at the picture, you know that is what she's saying right then. You know it. Even with the mask, you know that's what she's saying. I love you, Sam. Look, I'm doing so much talking. Everybody else done finished their pedals. I'm still BSing.
Take your time. Take your time.
Me and my crooked flower.
Thank you,
It's
guys.
looking good. It's looking good from my view, but I don't look you up close in person. It might look different on.
I don't know. Look, I'm gonna take a picture of it, put a filter on it.
There you go.
Hey, y'all done gave me an impromptu date. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, y'all was looking good.
Mm-mm.
All right, while she catches up, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do the background pedals next. All right. So the background pedals, I'm using the same brush, same color. All right, I'm just painting like a upside down V shape. This curve in between each of the foreground pedals. All right. So it's just curved like that, and curve like that on the other side. If you want to leave yours like it is, that's fine, but this makes it look a little bit more three-dimensional when you got the background pedals and the foreground pedals.
Oh, I was ahead. Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you got it.
I did mine. Did. What about
Okay, then.
Candace?
Did you just call me out? Is he
I did. I did my 4 rounds already.
We are a competitive bunch.
Yes.
I see.
Madison. Hey, Brooklyn. Hey, Brianne.
Hey,
slow and
Brandon.
steady? The race, come on, I'm slow and steady.
Twin.
Hold on, my homegirl Tammy in Germany said, hold up, I want to come to the cookout. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all now. Tammy is invited to the cookout. Anytime I'm in the teen center and no, I can't. Can I say? Well, she don't work there no more, so it don't matter. Right. I was at the teen center, right, and the kids was trying to rap with Miss Tammy and told Miss Tammy that she didn't know anything about rap music. She told me, I listen to rap. So even I kind of side-eyed like, Tammy, you listen to rap? Tammy, word for word, start spitting Too Short.
Damn.
I was like, of all the rappers, you could have chose.
That's my favorite word.
Oh, yeah.
So, Tammy, you definitely invited to the cookout. We might let you in the DJ booth.
Wait a minute.
You only get one suspect song though.
One. Oh, that looks good, Greg. That was nice.
What? That's because, see, silent but deadly. I'm coming for Candace too.
I come my head. That's all right. I got y'all.
I ain't coming for nobody. I'm just doing what I do.
Shade.
Yeah, just trees. All branches.
Look, maybe we should have painted that tree as shady as this bunch is.
Right.
Say hi.
Okay, once we're done painting.
Oh, that's a good question. Do people feel safe enough? I'm not feeling safe enough. I know a lot of people that I would like to be around and do barbecues and picnics and all this kind of stuff. How do people online feel about when you see people out doing the barbecues and the picnics and the gatherings and How do you feel about that? Let us know, because I'm not there yet. Not at all.
Man, I be wanting to do stuff, and I see my friends going out and doing stuff. It's like horseback riding and going out for drinks and hanging. I be like, I'm gonna hang out, but I don't trust nobody.
All of a sudden.
Polar tank. The shame what happened, Tyrone.
Just wanted to have a margarita. That's all she wanted.
Just a small one, right?
Small one.
Like they have home margarita kits.
You'd
be surprised of all the things you think you need to get out the house to do. You can do it at home.
Look, I got a ninja. I can make margaritas.
Do you think people can get sick because of not being around people in the sense of the energy that they need from people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would depression.
Right. I was thinking about, a lot of times, sometimes we don't realize how much we need the energy of others in order to promote our own energy. So maybe that's another thing why people kind of break the rules of getting around people, because they want that energy.
I mean, I understand it 100%. I'm an extrovert. I get my energy from people. And so this has really saved this whole situation, being able to come,
You better speak.
So
You better speak. I don't really commune a lot, outside of my family, my husband family, and different people on the phone and different things like that. But this has been very interesting.
Yeah, but like my mom, she's really wants, to see us, and she's really depressed about not being able to see us. And so I know there are people who are really struggling because they want to see certain people and they're willing to risk their lives just to have that interaction. And I can't say like what is for another person as far as how you're feeling and the wants and the needs. It's just that how high is the risk for this temporary situation? That's what I'm trying to get across to her, that like I'm used to being in Germany, and so we're used to living this, far apart and not being able to see each other. So let's just wait a little bit longer because this is temporary. But if you get sick, you know what I mean, then I'm gonna be upset. I said, you gonna have me, messed up for the rest of my life. Why are you gonna do that to me? Because you wanted a hug, and you were willing to take a flight or take a car to me. I said, that's not big enough for me. I can wait even another year if that's what it has to be, to then be able to spend the rest of our lives hugging each other. Just so
right. Absolutely.
But I can't say what, how she feels. I know she feels very strongly about wanting to that pull is really strong. But stay in the house. Because I told her, I said, if you come, I'm not letting you in the house. How's that gonna work? How's it gonna look? I'm just letting my mom stay outside.
But you probably gonna do it though.
Probably
like, no, you can't come in. Thank you so much.
I warned you, lady. I warned you.
Lady. That's what it is now, lady.
When my mom starts to act up and I have to tell her that sometimes.
I'm with you. Because if I call my mama and she don't answer the phone, and then I call her again and she still don't answer the phone, I'm like, where you at? What you doing?
Right. Excuse me.
Phone? She be like,
who you with? Everything.
Exactly. Like, I'm the adult here. You better go home. I better not catch you in Ross.
I see myself feel like that. It's really funny.
So we have Brandon in the room. Brandon says, "Hey, what's up?" Miss Samantha says, "Hey, believe it or not, I was a completely different person when we met. I had internalized fat phobia, homophobia, misogyny. Growth is so important. And it's not just me tooting my own horn. I was disingenuous. I am disingenuous if I'm not fighting with my family. I have to show my kids that it's not enough not to be racist, that you have to be anti-racist." Jamie says, "How y'all gonna keep talking about food in a cookout and not invite me? I miss the ones in your parents' backyard." We miss them too. You invited to the next one. Brandon said he's jealous that we painting this shit. If you followed the page, Brandon, you would know when me and your twin go live, and you would have known.
Look when you buck. Look when you buck. Let me explain that. Brandon, all she trying to tell you is learn how to read.
Dang.
You have to use your eyes, pronunciate. Use your
Brandon
vowels.
is definitely invited to the cookout.
Yes.
And he got to cook hot dogs.
All right, we got a next stage, bruh. Mr. Cary.
Yes. I'm tripping off y'all, and I'm laughing at Keela with this.
We crazy.
Keela got this wind blowing on her fabric like she Beyonce over there. What you got a fan blowing on you?
I told you, I am in, my artist mode right now. Like,
I love it. We're gonna finish this outline, so we're gonna paint the stem and the two leaves, and then we can start adding color. All right.
Okay.
So I'm using the same brush, same paint. All right, and I'm going to connect the stem from this bottom left hand corner. All right, I'm just gonna paint a line that curves down towards the left edge of the canvas, and I'm gonna bring it back around to the right and take it off the edge of the bottom edge of the canvas like this.
All right, gotta break ankles with it. I got it. Okay, come down and around, bring it around town like SpongeBob. Okay.
All right. So I got one curved line that stretches to the left and back over and off the edge. And then I'm gonna add another curved line that's almost parallel to this one, but you're gonna start off wide and you're gonna end it narrow. So as I drag the line towards the left, towards the other line, I'm gonna make sure it gets closer without touching and then drag it off the edge. All right, so starting right here.
Go on, drag.
I'm gonna drag it over like this, and then bring it back over and off the edge like that.
Slay. Okay, here we go.
All right, sweet Jesus. How do I do this?
Oh, that's kind of ragged.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, that's better.
Here's again.
Yeah, that was raggedy.
Oh, that's better. That's great. Mm-hmm.
Yo, how are you getting?
There you go.
How are you able to paint and ain't like you don't have no spaces between? Like, what is going? It's like you painting with a Sharpie, dude.
I know he's just real thin and precise. He probably got a mechanical brush. We got these we got a Flintstone Doobie Howe brush. You know, he got a Harry Potter brush.
So you wanna? I don't know what type of brushes or paint I got, but they look like they working over there. But
all except for mine.
They
but you can add a little water to the paint to loosen it up.
Okay.
All right, so you can dip the brush in the water and stir it around like that. All right, so that's one thing. You can loosen up the paint so it'll flow easier as you apply it to the canvas.
Okay.
All right, or you can twist the brush like this. Like you can twist it in the paint to create a tip with the brush. Yeah. And once you got that tip with that loose paint, it's watered down.
What you got that with?
See,
I need to drink my orange juice because I'm gonna make a comment. So I'm gonna take a sip. Everybody take a sip.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. I need to write. I'm sorry. I don't have a better choice of words. Just the tip, y'all. Just the tip.
You need that on a mask with a paintbrush.
Right.
Well, our sunflowers look cute in all the little windows.
Yeah, they look good. Everybody's good. I don't see not one bad one.
Yeah, everybody's look real good. Okay.
All right.
Let's see what these leaves look like, and let's see what this color look like when we add it.
Man, this ain't nobody worried about your little curve and your little leaf.
I know, right? She's showing out.
Yeah, she is really showing out. Oh, get on my nerves.
This is going on the wall.
Oh.
I'm gonna paint the leaf.
How you got multiple layers of damn petals?
rounds.
Ooh, me?
Not you.
Oh, Candace.
You got 3, 4, 5 layers.
I don't see Candace. Let me.
Man,
I want one.
Candace made a whole different
style. Candace got a lot going on over there. She's trying to show
All
me
right,
out.
we love
She's
her.
trying to show me out.
Look, trying to do extra credit.
Right. All right, the leaf gonna be the same way we did the petals, but it's gonna be larger. I'm gonna start right here, paint a line that curves over to the left and then curves back over to the right. And you can get it an extra curve if you want to give it a little swoop at the end.
Extra little razzle dazzle.
Little razzle dazzle.
Okay.
All right, then I'm gonna connect the leaf. I'm gonna add another line that curves to the left.
Oh, I need to see the whole thing because I'm a mess up. Yeah, I couldn't go with you. I had to wait till you finish because I don't.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
The mom's over there stay with you. I'm going to bless you.
Yeah, I was like, I just can't. I could just need to watch. Okay.
And then the second leaf is gonna be just like the same technique. You're gonna draw a line that curves under and over, and then another line the opposite way, and connect it like that.
I don't know what the hell that was I just made. Okay.
All right. So now we got the full outline, and then I'm gonna add a black line in the center of each of the petals. I'm sorry, each of the leaves. One line right here, and then another line in the middle right here. And then you can drop the brush in the water once you finish with the outline.
Okay.
There you go. Push through. Okay.
Okay.
Candace, how many leaves you got? Candace probably got about 5 leaves.
You got about 42.
50, 11 dozen. 50, 11 dozen.
You don't know.
My mom said, see, now if I had painted this, my flower would be saying, feed me, Seymour. Jamie came in and said, that tip though. What is wrong with my people? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Everybody love a good tip game, I see.
Yeah.
That part.
So what was your favorite thing that you have painted? Period. Like, what is your, like, this is my masterpiece. This is it right here. What would you say that was?
So there's a pain. So I'm not a political person, but I believe it's important to use my platform, using my artistry to kind of communicate all the social issues that's going on. So I painted a painting of Nefertiti. And so she has a crown on. I don't know if y'all been to the African American Museum in DC yet, but the shape of the building, it looks like a crown. So I put that shape on Nefertiti's head like a crown. And in the background, I have this collage of like all the different killings, like the Trayvon Martin, just all the different Eric Garner, all the different killings and the police brutality kind of issues that we've seen on the internet. And so that's been my claim to fame. A lot of people just love that painting. I know I've described it. You probably can't visualize it, but I had to share it with you guys. But yeah, like every time, like everybody loves it. Black people, white people can relate. And it's very, I like to make art that's very honest. So I'll just put images out there regardless of, how sensitive people might be to it, because art is supposed to evoke emotion and, create a dialogue, and it's subjective. So some people might hate my work, some people might love it. But when I put it out there, that particular painting has been received very well. And the Prince painting as well, because I put my all in it. I was drinking some Hennessy, just listening to some Prince. And I put them details from the pimple on his little face, I'm at the mole on his face, to the little baby hairs on his little cheeks and stuff. So I love detail. So those two paintings are like my absolute favorites. And the Nipsey painting I did as well, similar to the Prince. Then usually when I'm like painting a music artist or something like that, I like to listen to their music and just, vibe out.
That's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to your site and steal all those pictures so I can put them on our page so they can see who they learning to paint these sunflowers from.
Right.
All this black boy joy, you gonna get it.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Roll.
All right, y'all ready to fill everything in?
Yay!
Let's get it.
Let's get it. All right. So if you're not feeling sunflowers, feel free to switch up the color. All right, everybody is an individual artist. So you create your own masterpiece, all right? If you feeling poinsettias, you feeling carnations, change the color. But I'm gonna use yellow, and I'm gonna go back to that large brush. But before you use it, you wanna make sure you swirl it in the water to get rid of all that blue and white paint. And then you wanna tap the brush off on the side of the cup and rub it on the napkin or cloth or whatever that you might have. All right, so I'm gonna use yellow. You might have to add a little bit of white to the yellow because we're using yellow and we're painting on a darker background. So to make it stand out, you might want to add a little bit of white into the yellow and just stir it around a little bit. And that'll give it more base. And then we're just gonna fill in all of the front petals first, all right? I'm not gonna do the back petals yet, but I'm gonna fill in all the front petals with yellow.
Can I use my medium brush? This one kind of big.
Oh yeah, you can switch to the medium if the large is too big. All right, or you want to use the tip or the edge of the large brush instead of the flat part. But feel free to switch brushes if another brush is more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm using medium brush.
Big brush.
Big brush.
Come on, big brush. This is where the magic begins. Everybody online is watching us. You can judge and let us know who you think is the best. You don't have to worry or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It might be a cash prize for the person that might pick me.
Oh.
What about
You
that?
bribing people now. You bribing people.
I'm just playing. I'm just joking. That's just true.
This is gonna be so dope.
What are the, has anyone ever done a, like painting a naked person?
I don't know, but I think, I'm game.
So who gonna be naked?
Nope.
I'll be your private dancer.
Nope.
Who gonna model? Candace, you gonna model? I'm gonna tell David.
I'll paint it, but I ain't gonna be standing there. Be like, what you? What's up with this second stimulus check though? Can we get that?
That part.
You think you're gonna wait till it gets closer to the election to actually decide that?
Nope.
What?
Nah. Run it now. Like we gonna need that.
Run me my coins.
Yeah.
But you see how the president is playing with the America's money. Like it's America's money.
He's playing with it.
You gonna tax it next year anyways. Like what are you doing?
Exactly.
Right.
A lot of money, but you ain't said nothing about the bounty that y'all got on American soldiers' heads that Russia was over there paying for. You don't want to have that.
Warrant.
You don't want to have that conversation.
Facts. He do got a warrant.
Can we talk about the warrant, please?
They ain't coming to get him.
But what if they did though? What if they did? What if they came in, kicked in the door, everything?
Like they
get the servers out the way. Move.
Drag them out. Drag him out in his American flag boxes.
Right.
They'd have to drag him out kicking and screaming like a 2-year-old. He ain't going willingly.
Oh no.
Like warrant.
Your warrant don't mean nothing. Do you know who I am?
Hey yo, Brandon said he'll be naked.
No. Ooh.
He said just make sure when you paint him, you catch the angle of the dangle.
Wow.
Keela.
Wow.
Keela.
Look, do the slow blink.
Keela. What is going on?
What is happening? This is live. This is live.
They make
Not dealing with
more
this.
than just the tip. That's what Brandon said.
I am done, Keela.
I got my twin. Like this is my twin. Cabana Michelle Lee. She's on here. Leticia's on here.
What up?
Leticia said if they kicked in the White House door, she would faint.
You know it would be televised.
Of
It
course.
had to be televised.
If they did us like we be doing them.
The revolution will be
Not
televised.
us. I don't mean us, because it ain't us.
Right. My mom is a fool. My mom said naked. Well, you gonna need a lot of paint for me.
Oh, mama.
My mom is crazy. I love you, mama.
There's so much I want to say right now. That will not be on the recording. Hey, man.
He said, hey, man.
They will not be on this recording. Oh, bye. Hey, it won't be on this recording.
Just letting y'all know we listening to the awesome sounds of Mr. Cabana Black in the background as mood music as we're doing these.
Oh, yeah, it's Deaf to Mindless music. If you like what you're hearing, go and get it on all platforms. 16 songs, jazz, blues, soul, funk, gospel. It's a great project dedicated to my father and those who love music. So get into the gig.
Never move your much too fast.
Okay, I think
Ready for basketball?
Huh?
We
I
doing it.
said, is everybody ready for basketball?
Kinda, yeah.
It's a distraction.
I still haven't been to a real NBA game. I really wanted to go too.
You know what? So let me tell you something. I sort of like basketball.
I love that.
But I was extremely disappointed the first time I went to an NBA game
Are you serious?
I was there. The arena was awesome. The experience was awesome. And then about 1 minute or so into the game, I realized that nobody was going to talk me through this game. Because you can't hear the commentary from TV in the stands.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here watching people. All you hear is skeet, 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 skeet. Yay! Skeet, skeet, skeet. Oh, I'm like, is anybody gonna tell me who got the ball, who got the point, who's blocking who? You ain't gonna give me no instructions? I don't like this.
You're describing it politically correct. All I heard was skeet, skeet, skeet. Yay! Skeet, skeet, skeet.
No. Speaking of skeet skeet, have you heard about that? Have you seen that little boy on TikTok?
No.
That is playing from the window to the wall on his guitar. He's got to be 4.
Oh gosh.
But yo, it takes you a minute to realize that's what he's singing, but it's funny as hell.
I didn't see that one.
I'm addicted to TikTok. That's my therapy during confinement is watching craziness on TikTok, including our brother right there.
Y'all can't see this multi-dimensional yellows that I'm putting on, but I'm gonna bring it closer for y'all to see. But this pattern up in here, damn,
Showing out.
y'all don't even know.
So you painted all yours? Okay, well, I'm moving too slow then. You step like 3 steps ahead. So I'm gonna paint the back pedals next, but I'm gonna add a little tint to the yellow. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of red.
To the what?
To the yellow.
Oh, to the yellow. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of red. So you want kind of like an orange or like a burnt yellow, a gold.
Is that gonna be on the leaf, on the petal?
Yeah. I don't want it to be like too orange.
In the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the back ones a little bit darker or different darker shade. All right, so I just added a little bit of red to the yellow. All right, give it kind of like a peach color.
Hey, Mama Phyllis.
All right, and we're gonna use that for the back pedals. Just want to fill those in the same way we did with the front ones.
You know, Disney, we'll have to we probably gonna have to then take a screenshot of our pictures so you can get a real good look. Because
they're looking good.
I can't see all of the details from everybody, so I want to see it.
Okay.
So you said put the. I'm trying to look at what he did.
Oh, so I mixed a little bit of the red into the yellow. All right, it's like mixing ketchup and mustard. You're just gonna stir them together.
Okay.
And we want a honey mustard looking color, so it's like
honey mustard. Okay.
There we go. All right, and we're gonna use. You can add a little bit of white into it if you want to, but
mustardy.
Yeah, like that.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay.
There you go. And we just gonna fill in the back pedals.
Cary.
What's up?
Did you always know that you wanted to do art? Like, have you been artistic since you were a kid?
So my mother was a retired English teacher, but when she used to, at the beginning of the year, she would come on with this big old box of supplies with like markers. You remember them little scented markers? It smell like fruits and stuff. She would bring markers and construction paper, and like for every holiday, I would create like these little tacky paper crafts, and my mom used to put them up all around the house so I wouldn't feel bad. And so, I mean, they were so tacky, like little Halloween. I would cut out little bats and little pumpkins and stuff. So that's how it started. And it wasn't until undergrad. So I actually went to Tuskegee University my freshman year for engineering. Like literally a month after I graduated high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I went for engineering. I was, a good student. I made a 4.0. I had an intern set up. And then it wasn't until my sophomore year I was like, I don't want to do this. So I transferred to FAMU, and I was a part of this engineering team where we had to build spaghetti bridges. And so we had to build spaghetti bridges, but the bridges had to be, thick enough to support the weight of this little metal anchor they put on it. So I ain't do shit. Like, it was a group. I think they were mad at me. It was a group of like 5 people. I didn't contribute nothing to the project. But I did step in and added this little dope covering to the bridge, which gave us bonus points. And then we had to put together a website for the project. And so that's when everybody was like, okay, he's good for something. And so it was at that point, and I was like, all right, you know what? I got to do something with art and design. And so that was like my sophomore year. I was at FAMU, and they made me take everything from I was scared. I was so scared to touch the pen and paper and the ink. But once I got into it, like I had to do like life drawing. I had to do body painting, like life drawing, body painting, ceramic, sculpture. I mean, they just threw us out there and made us take everything. And then after taking all that, I was like, all right, I think I'm good at paint. I'm gonna stick with paint. And that was like 2009. I graduated from FAMU, and I've just been painting since then.
Nice.
Awesome. He was like, they said you good for something.
I'm good for something, right? Engineering.
So are we supposed to? I have a question.
Uh-huh.
The little spots that you have around the circle between the yellows, are we supposed to do that in orange? I mean, in the other yellow, in between, right around the circle.
Oh, the black part?
Nuh-uh. And then I go pointing to my screen like you can see the shit.
Oh,
yeah, yeah, those.
You can leave them empty. Some people like to leave them empty, or you can fill it in. It's up to you.
All right.
Yeah. It's up to you. And I'm also keeping the outline. If you want to paint over it, that's cool though. But I'm keeping a little bit of the black outline, so it kind of accents each of the petals.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know you could color into it. I was like,
I have an idea. Yes. Oh.
So again, you guys are here with us in the squad of What You Got to Say First Live Sip and Paint.
Yeah.
We are here with Mr. Cary Michael, artist extraordinaire, that's teaching us how to do these beautiful sunflower paintings. The point of this is to get some woosah time for our mental health. So if you've never done sip and paint before, just know we will be doing this again. So you need to make sure that you are following us on all of our social media platforms. What You Got to Say on Facebook, What You Got to Say on Instagram, What You Got to Say on YouTube. This will be posted live. If you decide you want to watch this later and learn how to do the sunflower, you can watch this later and do the sunflower. But trust and believe, this won't be our last one. This is too much fun. I like this.
Yeah, me too.
Hey.
Great.
Like revolution.
And also know that, hey, we are watching and we are listening. So if you guys have questions for any of us, conversation starters that you guys want us to start discussing, we are more than happy to talk while we are painting.
And what other subjects you would like us to talk about? If there's something that we have not talked about that you'd like us to talk about, that'd be great too.
True.
What's going on in Portland? Why are they sending all of these undercover cops or whoever they're supposed to be to disrupt the protesters that are essentially being there quietly, I guess?
They are protecting federal buildings. And so because the protests are going on around federal buildings, they're, it's aggressive. It's aggressive. But that's what they're there for, to protect the federal buildings. I don't know what's going on with them taking and putting people in unmarked vehicles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not understanding that at all.
I saw he told them, if y'all follow us, we're gonna shoot you. I was like, what?
feel like it's always something though, man. It just seems like it's a bigger plan of something else always. So can I make it like textured?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
What you gonna do?
I like
Let me see
it
what you
bumpy
got.
looking. I mean, you can't tell it, but I want to make the lines bumpy looking. I like it. I don't know who the artist is, where he has the crazy looking eyes that like look like this. What that artist is, but a lot of his stuff looks very textured, like he does this stuff to it. I don't want to do it perfect no more.
Yeah, so it's all in the brush stroke. If you want to add like texture, you can dab with the brush like this and cluster it up. And so that way when you look at it, it looks like it feels rough or something like that.
Yeah.
No, we actually gonna do that to the center of the petal. We're gonna give it a little,
Okay.
I'm in the center of the flower, we're gonna give it a little texture. So once you finish adding the paint to the back petals, we're gonna use that same color. It's like an orange peach color. All right, and I'm gonna take the brush and dab just like this. And you can use a thick coat of paint for this. All right, you're gonna take it and dab just like this. Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, see, I'm okay.
Yeah, see, look, you already know what to do.
See what? See that, Candace?
Wow.
Coming for you all day, just because.
I see.
That you want to pay 50,000 petals.
Right.
Make us work hard in the vineyard.
All right.
That's great.
Dab in. And I covered up that middle dot, but we're gonna add it. We're gonna add it back a little bit later. All right.
So who was the kid in art class that if they messed up their painting, they just threw the whole thing away?
Me.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was a perfectionist.
Oh. Cute.
Hey, what's up, Brandon? How you doing? Oh, I miss you too, boo. We miss you too. He talking about y'all too quiet.
Okay, you need to talk to us. We sorry. We call it. That's what happens when kids get into things. Sorry so much. We was talking loud when we got to that stripper section, and then it just got damn quiet.
Right. Everybody focus.
So, what about those? Look, what about those Yankees?
Laughing at me. Lance was laughing at me when I was trying to point to the thing and show the guy to show Cary what I was talking about. And Lance put a whole bunch of smiley faces. And he said, I've done that before, Dizzy. I've looked at my phone. I've walked around, looked for my phone that I was literally already talking on. Like, damn, it's in my hand. Why am I looking for my phone? I agree.
Bruh, I was looking for my glasses one day and it was on my face.
Dang.
Terrible.
So is everybody in a illegal weed state?
Illegal what?
What?
No.
No, I don't think so.
I'm sorry.
Illegal in your state?
No.
No.
I'm just trying to find out the places I can visit.
Oh yeah, right. That's important.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Now, we didn't say if we cared if it was legal or not.
But y'all know my history, I do.
I know your history. I know your life. I know your life.
My life.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll tell the story.
All right.
All right, so that'd be a dope ass story.
Yeah.
What?
I said real talk, that would be a dope ass story.
What?
Kiva's story.
Oh, yeah, it would be, of course, absolutely.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna add a little bit of red into the middle of the circle. All right.
Red all by itself?
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of red just to give it some more texture and some contrast. But I'm gonna add it around the edge, like this. Around the edge of the inside of that circle. Just red by itself. And you could throw a little bit in the center too. Like that.
We getting fancy now.
I know, right? We on the home stretch.
Mm-hmm. Have y'all ever had Chardonnay and vodka?
I've had all wine and vodka.
That sounds like a sangria almost.
I ain't had nothing in orange juice.
You ain't had what?
I had some. Oh well, let me go. Will I go with you in Germany? Yeah, that.
Wait a minute, you make me sound like a really bad
A dealer. What y'all made me drink in that teacup? What was that?
Like that's international waters. That's not over here.
We've already had this conversation. You were the influence.
Yeah.
I'm the influence?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn. You got hit with all the tires under the bus.
You.
Messed up.
Who messed up?
You got hit with all the tires up under the bus just now. You didn't feel it?
Yes, I felt all 18 wheels of the bus on my back. I felt it. Ran right over me. Over me.
Yeah, I need a tissue pipe. I'm gonna get some. Yep.
I see you. All right, then I'm gonna throw a little bit of black back into the center. I'm gonna use the same brush. Add a little bit of black in the middle like that. I'm gonna dab it. And a little bit on the outer edge. All right, and I'm lightly tapping with the brush. All right, and it's gonna kind of blend into the red to make it a little maroonish, maybe. Burgundy. All right. So we're kind of blending the colors a little bit.
Say that again now. Do that again.
I said when we add this black into the red, we're gonna kind of blend the colors a little bit. It's gonna turn a little burgundy. As you lightly tap the black paint into the red. All right, giving that center some texture. What you sprinkling magic on yours, Candace? What's that?
See, no.
She doing like that? What is that?
And extra shit.
You doing hocus pocus stuff? What is that?
You ain't got some glitter?
Okay.
What is that go right?
No, you just doing on my wrong.
I love it. All right, once you finish with that, we can rinse the brush off.
I need to change my water. My water look like black soup.
I know, it's gonna look like mop water. It looks terrible.
I'm gonna go to the excuse me guys, to the sink. Fresh water.
All water looks the same.
I don't want it.
He said he don't want it. He want that fresh water. All right. You are welcome to get fresh water, but if you keep the same cup of water, it's not gonna mess up the quality of the painting because we're gonna add green next.
Okay.
And we might add a little bit of white. And then we'll be almost done. Then we can kind of, do a little critique session or something. We can look at everybody's paintings.
All right. Hey, so Brandon got a question for us.
Oh Lord.
Brandon got all the questions. Who is this Brandon?
Brandon is friends with me and Greg.
Oh, okay, okay.
Both of our homies from Germany. So Brandon says, so what do y'all think about the waiting to exhale chick that blew up that car?
I need to paint that.
She don't have good friends.
No,
she ain't got no good friends.
Throw a cocktail in that car.
Who told her to do that?
She would have been better putting sugar in his tank.
All I'm saying is the church version of that is crazy. The shopping version of that is crazy. But did you see the girl that pulled the door off, like the door off the hinges, trying to get to the guy?
Yes.
And fell down over the step?
Yeah. No, not on the step.
Yeah, she ran up and was on the step, but she pulled the door off the hinges and then fell backwards off the step.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
She must have been a Gemini.
I'd have been a Gemini. Oh, fool.
I'm a Gemini.
Finally got into that
multiple personalities.
Like, baby, why you make crazy like this?
It's a switch.
Crazy.
Right.
Like this.
Ladies, I love y'all, but that toxic female trait, that ain't cool.
Nah, that's not cute.
Missing your kids and the rest of your family and messing with your job.
Right.
You ain't a toxic female. If that dude is causing you to act like that, why you let him take you out of character? Go find somebody else.
But let's not act like we have not all at one point in time in our life done a toxic female act. We have grown past it, hopefully. But Keela, you see, Keela will not look at the camera.
Candace and Keela.
What you calling my name for?
Because I know you crazy.
That part. You forgot about Miss Nook if you book. Oh, you forgot about her?
Oh, I already know that she Nook and Buck.
Nook and Buck.
I am pleading the fifth. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Of course you don't. But we not gonna act like people. I mean, again, we're not saying that we dumb and throwing cocktails in a car.
That is
right. I just know we've all done something stupid. Not just women, dudes do stupid stuff too. But we do. We kind of better at that game.
Yeah.
It's only because I got more practice.
The 20s are a crazy thing.
I need
what you say? You need some what?
Wine.
That's the whole conversation.
Oh Lord.
Flee. Run away.
Look, here we go. Shell. What's a crazy toxic female thing you've done?
Okay.
Or, no, here we go. That you may or may not have done.
Hypothetically speaking.
We don't want to self-incriminate anybody.
Craziest one. Don't go to craziest one.
Yeah, we not sharing the craziest. We gonna go to jail.
Right.
I
gotta go on my Rolodex. Let me see.
Let me slide through that for you. Let's go to paragraph 922, subparagraph Z. Right there.
Say this one.
I know, right? Trying to figure out which part.
Excited about my texture.
I'm a phone launcher. I will knock you in your head with your own phone if I'm that's not good. I'm a head buster.
Okay, then head button somebody for a phone. The head button is dangerous, child. I'm gonna tell you.
He said, "Why you know that, Cabana? Who you head butt?"
She didn't say head butt. She said she a head buster.
But Cabana said head button is serious because he may or may not have experienced it.
The bone crush, yeah. Cause we some head busters.
Yes.
All right. So, anybody been headbutted on the chat line? Anybody know somebody that blow up cars? Let us know so we can stay away from it. This is great, though. I'm so excited.
Funny. All right, we're gonna go into these leads next.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't know what to do with us. You don't know what to do you?
No, I'm tripping. Y'all funny.
He like, let me finish this painting before they come for me.
Right. That part.
What's the craziest sip and paint you've ever been a part of?
This one.
This one.
Some stuff,
yeah. This one, but what was it? We were painting the Washington Monument, and it was a group of Caucasian women. We were painting the Washington Monument, and I told them to make sure the monument has a tip, like a pointed tip. So these lads, they was putting round, they was drawing, it looked like a black dick, and then so the lady said it out loud, And then they thought that whole shit was so funny. And then they just started talking about black penises, these group of white ladies, and I just shut up. I was like, I'm out of this conversation.
A little bit too much.
You about to be on Get Out.
You're right, that part. I was like, hey,
I ain't got no teacup. I ain't stirring nothing.
Right.
Talking about, Cary, do you like my tip?
Hey, they was trying to get my feedback. I said, I'm out of this conversation. I'm out of this conversation. I see where your mind at, though. I'm like, I see where your mind at. I see what y'all trying to do.
Face.
Because some people do more sipping than pain. Some people do way more sipping than pain, and I let them go with it.
So we had Tammy Smart come in and say that Gemini are crazy. Just don't mess with our crazy twin side. So
I agree.
Don't mess with my craziness. And
oh Lord.
Yes.
Them Gemini is dangerous.
You called it, Tammy.
I swear, I'm married to like 8 women in one.
Bro, I already know. She's showing us her good side right now, though.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna see please. I'm gonna pay.
Wait till that camera cut off, though.
Tell us that lead.
I will say it's spicy.
Is that green?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna mix a little bit of. So you can mix a little bit of blue and yellow if you don't have green already.
Oh,
you can mix blue and yellow to make green. Now you might have a lime green, an olive green. It's up to you. And then you can throw a little white in there to make it a little bright to stand out against the background.
Okay.
All right. And once you have that green, you can use the large brush or the medium brush. We're gonna paint the stem and the leaves. Just gonna fill that in. And again, you can keep the black outline if you want, or you can cover it up.
Okay. Not turning out green. It's turning out. What is this? Okay.
You got it?
Yeah. I was like, it ain't green. This is
You might have to add a little bit more yellow than blue. Blue.
I got it now.
All right.
That's green. Yeah.
So what y'all gonna do with y'all paintings when y'all finish?
I'm gonna auction mine off.
You gonna auction yours off?
Yes, I think we should auction it off, and whatever money's raised, give it to a charity. What about that?
Nice.
All right then.
I'm gonna start Cary's name on mine and then sell it on eBay.
We are from a TV show.
I'm gonna take a picture and put it and show y'all where I put mine.
Dope.
You say, Sam?
I said I'm gonna take a picture and show y'all where I put mine. I put it in the bathroom above my tub.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
She basically said, I'm not sharing mine with nobody. What about that?
Right.
I actually have another picture in there. It's going next to it.
Cool.
You have a whole gallery. Okay.
Yep.
Push through.
I don't know. I have a feeling my daughter's gonna steal this from me, so she can have it.
Oh, that's nice. I don't know if somebody's gonna steal mine.
Your daughter said, let me get that about you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She gonna come in here and make me feel good about it.
Oh.
So pretty. Can I have it?
Exactly.
What piece of advice would you give to a 20-year-old right now?
Say it again.
Stay home, mask up when you go out. Stop trying to party right now.
I would honestly say go to a trade school more so than trying to get your bachelor's degree, because it seems like people that have like certificates are more sought out than people who have a bachelor's right now. And invest your money.
That green is pretty.
That's a good one.
I would tell them Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
I need to hear the question again. What was that?
What advice would you give a 20-year-old?
A 20-year-old?
Yeah.
It's not that deep. You don't need to be in a relationship.
On my face, like, live today and not tomorrow. Because living for tomorrow, you will never get where you need to go for the future.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Confucius.
What about you, Cary?
I would say follow your passion, live your purpose through your passion. Don't make the same mistake I did, wasting money and time in school for something that I didn't want to do. If I would have got it right the first time, I could save me some money. But yeah, follow your passion, pursue your passion, whatever it is. Don't let people tell you that, you won't thrive and you won't succeed. Especially if you want to pursue a career in like the entertainment industry or just, artistry or something like that. Pray about it and make it happen. Find you a good team. And yeah.
Yeah.
And drink water and Hennessy on the weekends.
Right.
Even though you 20.
Like, drink less alcohol. You know what I mean? Drink less often, but higher quality.
Right, there you go.
Agreed.
Not a 20-year-old.
I hate both everybody right there.
Like, water and mind your business.
Mind your damn business.
Hey, it is water in the Hennessy though, right?
No,
Technically.
I'm just saying.
Oh, you need to hydrate. Make sure you hydrate.
Hydrate. Make sure you hydrate.
Drink some apple juice. What about
You're
that?
going to.
Yeah, and your Hennessy. Apple juice.
That make me sick. Jelly. So
Apple juice and Hennessy is actually good.
But some of them gonna drink. That's
they gonna drink regardless.
Yeah. I want to say hey to Norbert, Kyler, Danielle's in here. My girl Jasmine's in here.
Hey, y'all.
Tony, Dollar DP.
Everybody.
You're singing along.
We're taking a chill from our normal.
You go to look up the lyrics, but the music stops.
From our normal.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, my picture is just so good. Only because I don't know how to draw.
We did not true self. We are not black unless we have to pick in the mouth. We are not black unless we have gold chains around the neck. I am not black unless you see my apple dick connect above my neck.
So this awkward silence is when artists get really into their thing and they forget that they're on camera. I just thought I had to say that because everybody got quiet. I was like, everybody quiet up in the club.
I know, right?
And I understand that y'all are watching. So this is what happens when you get caught up. I mean, all caught up. Everybody was on a shh silence.
Everybody focus, concentrate.
You try to do a good job now. All the fun and games is over.
Oh,
right.
Is it?
It's like, oh, we on the final stretch now. Let's get it.
Shit is getting real.
It's starting to look like something.
And so for those who are finished with their green, the last step is just the finishing touches and any extracurricular stuff y'all want to add. If y'all try to add a ladybug or something on the pedals, I ain't gonna teach y'all how to do all that. I'm gonna just let y'all Google it and look at some.
You say Google it?
He showed it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to Google a little ladybug. If you want to put something else in the background, if you want to be like Candace and throw another flower in there somewhere, you know.
It's a flower.
You look like you got three flowers on top of each other. Oh, it's dope. It's dope.
Hey, so I got something. So have you guys ever seen this video series that's on YouTube, and I want to say it's called Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man.
Yes.
Yeah, I've only seen like a couple of them, but I've seen it.
I think that is such a good conversation starter.
I saw the one Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just watched one Tuesday, and they're talking about interracial relationships. This actually was sparked by Brandon. Brandon happened to say something that made me think about this show. So he sat down with two interracial couples. One was the lady who won the Bachelorette, the Black female. I don't know their name because I don't watch it. But the Black female who won the Bachelorette, she chose a white guy. And then another couple was, oh shoot, I don't know if the lady's like a gymnast and her husband might be a basketball player. I don't know. I'm so bad with names and I don't know these sports folks. But anyway, the other couple was a white woman and a Black guy. And they sat and talked about their experiences as an interracial couple. And so what I found interesting was the very different dynamic just with those two interracial couples. Like the girl talked, the Black female talked about, her perspective, how she felt pressured throughout life. Like she was that Black woman who said, you need to find a Black man, you need this, you don't need to marry outside your race, you need. And then her whole, things happened in her life that made her view change. And she was like, look, I'm looking for love. And if love looks like me or doesn't look like me, then it just is what it is. And she talked about like how her family responded and friends that she had lost and so on and so forth. But her husband really didn't have a big to do because he's a white guy, but he had always dated Black girls. He'd always dated Black females. So it wasn't that much of an adjustment for him in this particular situation. And she had to do a big adjustment. And then just even on the other side was the female, the white female she said she lost family, she lost friends and everything, choosing to be with the man that she loved who just happened to be Black. And talking about like not trying to fit in, but like trying to respect the culture and not disrespect the culture, but still being who she is. And I mean, it's a really good conversation. I'll Google it and get all the information, but Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man is a really good show to watch. He talks about a lot of stuff that people don't want to talk about or don't think to talk about. And he articulates it so well that it doesn't matter your education level, you're going to understand what he's trying to say. You don't have to agree, but you're going to understand.
Right.
So
I think that too is like a lot of times, of course we're dealing with our own situation in our community as a Black community, but we're forever going to have that conversation and dialogue of the things that we just do not talk about, those taboo things that need to be talked about. And the more you talk about it, the better the atmosphere becomes, realistically, even from the thing we talked about earlier when Kilo was talking about prayer. The more you talk about the uncomfortable things, I think the better people are able to adjust to the real things in life. Because I always say the reason why people are hurting because we never get down to the bottom of the situation.
Agreed. So Brandon's question was that sparked that was, dating outside of your race, if you ever have, and when you did the looks bother you? Have you ever done it? And if so, did it bother you? Did you receive looks and did it bother you?
I never have. I've never dated outside my race.
Okay. I have. I didn't notice the looks. I would happen to be in Germany. I think that, but I'm not. I don't notice the looks because I feel like I've been being looked at since I was like around 14 by like older people, by, you know, older white men specifically. I always felt like, you know, people were always looking and commenting on me, which has happened where people walk up to me all the time to tell me things about like my appearance. And so I don't think I didn't notice it. I didn't think that it was more of a cultural thing for me than like a black white thing, since he was German.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. I can't answer because I ain't never been in a relationship. Shoot. I don't know.
Okay, does race matter to you then?
Well, I love black. You know, I've always loved who I am. And if I was something else, I would love that too. So my first thought is to love and be in love with who I am. But if love comes in another form, another color, then I'm good. You know, but I don't know either way. You know what I mean? But if I'm naturally going to give my natural answer, I would love to be with who I am. You know?
Dizzy, do you think, because I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, Sebastian is, you know, he's also German, he's German American. So do you look, when you look, do you see me as being in an interracial relationship right now?
Wow, your morning routine just got
No, because Sebastian's black in my eyes. I mean, Sebastian is mixed. I mean, he's black and German, but I don't know. I put it like this, even if Sebastian didn't have any black in him whatsoever, if he was still the same person he is, he's still invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? He's still invited to the cookout, not just because he's your husband, but because of the person that he is.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never paid attention to Sebastian to be.
Maybe that's a question. If you are a black person in a relationship with a biracial person, what is, you know, how do people look at that?
True. I dated a white guy twice. The first time it was uncomfortable. But I don't know if it was uncomfortable because of me or because of him. I think it was because him and I were cool. We're still friends to this day. But you remember how we talked before about racism, and you don't have to say it. Someone doesn't have to say they are racist for us to know that you are. We walk in the room and it's just certain things, certain feelings, certain something that's like, nah, I think I need to leave. That feeling that we all have, I feel we all have. I know I have it. I didn't have that with him, but the first time I went to go see his family, I never went back because I felt it, not from him, but from his family. And I don't need that drama. I was not willing to, it wasn't that important for me to fight for. Does that make sense?
Right.
It wasn't worth for me to fight for. The second time, I mean, it was all right. I mean, all dudes got the same shit with them in one way, shape, form, or another. So I ain't want to deal with him either after a while. I dated a Latino dude once, and his family was welcoming as hell. His family was open arms, love, everything. And that was he was the only Hispanic guy I'd ever dated. And I didn't know what to expect from his family, but they were very open. But I think that I can say when I was younger, I think I used to have a problem with interracial dating, because I think that some people are taught that you're supposed to have a problem with that. My parents didn't teach me that. I think it was more peer taught, not parent taught. Peer learned. There we go. It was peer learned, not parent taught. But now I don't care. If you happy, be happy. I don't care if he or she is black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Serbian, Croatian, German, French. I don't care. Just be in love one another, and don't hurt nobody else. I'm cool with it.
almost broke. I almost want to fuck 12 of them.
Don't you put that on that sunflower.
Hey, I was gonna put it right here and be like, hey yo, that's for sale.
There you go.
Let me know. I'll put it in the P.O. box. I got you.
All right, y'all. I'm just gonna add a little bit of white into the petals. I'm just being extra right now, but I'm just gonna add a little bit of white to give it some highlights. Or you can add a little bit more yellow to make it a little brighter and make it stand out.
He done churched his up. Now I gotta go back in.
So I'm just gonna add a little bit of white, not a heavy white, but like a soft. I was gonna say something else. Never mind.
A soft what? A soft what?
I don't know. I need a better choice of words. I was gonna say a creamy white. A creamy white.
Around this group, yes. Oh, I like that.
You want a creamy looking white. And you want to add light strokes.
So immature.
So immature. Y'all are so bad.
Hey, you can add a little white into the pattern.
I put love. You see my word love on my thing?
Yes, we
do.
There you go. Okay. See the artist is coming out. All right. So now it's up to you.
Added white to the leaf?
Just a little bit, yeah, or a little bit of yellow. You can do yellow or white, but a light coat of white. And then, if you want, you can add some words on there. But you do want to make sure you sign your name. So whenever you find a stopping point, you want to make sure you sign your name somewhere on the painting, like the bottom right-hand corner. You can sign it into the flower on the stem, so that everybody can know who the artist is when y'all do put it up for auction or whatever. They know who painted it.
Mine's right here.
Mine is done.
Hey.
There it is.
There it is.
Little signature oregano.
I just painted something. Oh my goodness.
You go, girl, doing something. Girl, hold on. First off, you paint something every day, and it's called hair.
Yeah.
I was trying to call to those skills, that skill set.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm kind of excited, guys.
Oh.
Our little Dewey, Kiki, Icky, Mickey, Snicky. Oh. I'm gonna do it in white. That's what I'll do without my. Oh, that'll make you even.
I'm done.
Are you done?
I'm finished.
You have glitter on it.
I ain't gonna say it no more.
Beautiful. That looks like, water, like nice and flowy, great for the bathroom. Mm-hmm.
What's that Picasso painting in the background? She got the Picasso in the background.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is that? My son has it in his room.
It's my pretty black girl.
Oh, that's my favorite girl.
She's cute. Hey, what's up, brother Eric? What's going on, Eric? Man, I had a whole bunch of people jump in and say hi. Hold on, I'm slacking. Okay, what's up, Trish? What's up, Jen? What's up, Eric? What's up, Hope? What's up, Monty? What's up, Elsie? What's up, Bob? What's up, Bob? What's up, Rashad? What's up, Paul? Jesus. Hey, what's up, y'all? Everybody. Hey, everybody. Good Lord, I missed it.
Up in the club.
I know, right?
They're everywhere.
Nice.
Say what?
I got glitter
Everywhere.
That's all right.
Over here on this painting, okay? I don't like it.
What? What you say, girl?
All right.
Oh, that's dope. Okay. All right, Cabana.
I don't know.
Ooh. You went back and like outlined and did little stuff with the black.
Yeah.
Y'all.
That's what's up.
Okay.
All right, I my name.
Hold on, let me show y'all my little Sesame Street flower.
We should all put our, you want to put everybody's
I see you, Dizzy. I see you. I see you.
Everybody put your thing to the camera so they can see.
Wait, I gotta write my name.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to catch the light.
I need somebody to screenshot it.
Oh, there you go.
Once Candace get it to go.
I'm writing my name.
That's dope.
I should have got a marker.
Hey, Saria. I see Miss Saria just joined us. Hey, girl.
Candace, what you doing?
Lord have mercy. She write her first, middle, and last name.
Oh, Jesus, I got time.
And calligraphy.
All right, so who can screenshot? Can anybody screenshot?
How you take a screenshot?
Shoot, hold on.
I'm gonna just take a picture.
Well, take a picture. That's cool.
Greg, show your face.
Not a good picture.
And your wife's face.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me
There you go.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do it on my phone. Oh, hell, I almost turned my phone off. Hold up. That ain't right. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I got like 50 million things going on at the same time. Okay. Did it. All right. So, yay! My first sip in paint.
Yeah, you killed it. That's what's up.
So I got to say, we have to say thank you so much to Mr. Cary Michael for putting us through this, for leading us through this today. This was an awesome experience. We really appreciate you.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank you.
I don't know. Look, I don't mind. I don't know if y'all mind. I think Cary Michael need to be our resident teacher because I think he fits into our vibe.
Yeah. It was great.
Hey, I'm down. I'm with it. This is my substitute for church on Sunday morning. And then we get like a drink.
I know, communion and everything.
Communion, you know. Right, why the after party at? Why the after party?
Look, DJ Keela gonna DJ for us at the end. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna make sure we put all of the contact information, social media information for Mr. Cary Michael in this post. So if you are interested in purchasing his artwork, hiring him to do a sip and paint, or hiring him for any of the amazing things that he knows how to do, we will put all of his information in the comments. Please make sure to follow us every week. Our next live is next week, 1 o'clock on Sundays, as usual. We can do a roundabout. Any last parting words, Miss Cool Candace?
Hey, y'all, wear your mask, man. Stop being difficult. The rest of the world has moved on and they are progressing, and America is still fighting for no reason. Stop being stubborn. Just wear the damn mask. Okay.
Miss Keela Mahogany.
I would just say inform yourself about voting because that is really important coming up in November. Y'all know what time it is.
Vote or die, exactly. Mr. Tyrone Gregory.
Hey, listen, man, check on your people, man. Y'all never understand what that one phone call can do during this time right now. People are at home depressed. Some people are just, need that call. Check on your people, man. And like always, just love, and push positivity.
That's what's up. And Mr. Cabana Black, the artist.
I would definitely say just make sure you're checking on you, taking care of you. As I'm learning every day that health is first. Once you make sure that you're good, then you can be good for everyone else. So the foundation should be you first and then everyone else. So then that you can create an everyone else together.
Love it, love it. Mr. Cary Michael, you got anything that you'd like to share with the world?
Do something creative while you're in the quarantine. Take advantage of this time period. I know a lot of people been hitting me up. I'm bored. I need something to do. This has been the best time for me to be creative. And a positive outlet is needed to kind of tap into your mental health and not be depressed and lonely. I know it's been a rough time for a lot of my friends. and you know, people that are single and stuff like that. So do some creative. Hit me up if you want me to give you some tips and tricks on how to, you know, do some creative around the house if you don't have the supplies. You know, I can teach you how to do some of that. So that's all I got.
All right, and so from your girl Dizzy, I will just say I have to piggyback off of what everyone else is saying. You've got to take care of you. Guys, I know we first walked into this COVID thing thinking it was going to be something temporary and quick. The bottom line is we in it for the long haul. So put that into your head and act accordingly. One thing that I will definitely say, if you can't be creative, then ingest creativity, like trying to paint or listening to music. My thing is listening to verses. That DMX Snoop Dogg battle gave me life. This week. So that was definitely a reset button for me, but find whatever it is. And if you ever feel like you're spinning out of control, find 3 things that you control, that you can control. Could be something as simple as making your bed, putting on your lashes, and making a glass of water. That's 3 things you can control that will help you get centered. And then it will it'll spread out to other things that you realize, oh, I can control this. Oh, I can control that. And it helps you become a little more centered. So we are out. Thank you once again, Mr. Cary Michael, for instructing us today. We love y'all. Peace out from What You Got to Say. Bye.